So I was working as a manager at the Walt Disney World Resort, and I had just been transferred to a new location. And I worked in Magic Kingdom beforehand as a restaurant manager, which we didn't have alcohol at the time. We didn't have bars or lounges or anything like that. But I got transferred to a location that had bars and pool bars and lounges and stuff. So I was now the manager of a lounge and a pool bar and some different other restaurants in this big resort. So, my first day, I get in there and I'm feeling pretty good about myself. I've been doing this for a while. I'm learning some new things, and I get this call from my manager above me saying, "Hey, we've got a bartender we need you to talk to because they're having problems with their pours, and they're um, basically in bartending world. If you pour too much, then you're wasting money. If you pour too little, then you're giving the client a bad drink." So I needed to talk to this bartender. Now, I've never done bar before. I've never made mixed drinks before. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to go coach this bartender. I'm a manager. I can do this, right? So I go out there and I go to talk to this bartender, and the bartender was an older gentleman, and he had been doing this for years. And so we started talking and we started having some back and forth a little bit about qualifications and whatever. And then he just looked at me. He goes, "So my pores are off." And I said, "Yeah, that's basically what I'm talking to you about. I want to kind of coach you into and see what we can do to help you move better and do better with your pores." And he goes, "So you're going to tell me, you're going to coach me?" And I said, "Sure, yeah, I'm going to help you out." He goes, "Well, I want to see your pores." Okay. I had never done pours before. I knew how to read a menu. Sure, I could figure this out, right? But I didn't know how to actually do everything and do it to the way it's supposed to be done. So I do my first pour. Well, let's just say, not knowing what I was doing, not having any reference, I probably could have killed somebody with the drinks that I would have been making because my pours were way over, way over. And he just looked at me and he said, "Well, it's not that easy, is it?" So I walked away from that coaching with my tail between my legs and pretty disappointed in myself, and realizing that I have just in meeting a new employee, talking to them, I had failed miserably. Why? Because a principle that I live by here is that you can't give what you don't have. See, I was trying to coach this individual on something that I had no business coaching them on, right? I was the manager in principle, but I didn't know how to do pours. I didn't know how to mix drinks. So I'm talking to a guy who's an experienced guy. He's been doing this for 20 years. I've been doing it for 1 day. And I learned the principle that I've got to learn. I've got to educate myself. I've got to be good at what I'm doing if I'm going to give it to other people. In other words, my principle that I've come up with is that I need to be my best so I can give my best. So, you know what I did for the next 2 weeks? I learned how to do pours. I learned how to make drinks. I learned how to do everything I could behind the bar so that the next time I had a coaching opportunity, I was able to not only coach them, talk them through it, help them through it, but I was actually able to demonstrate, and I knew the challenges. I could tell this one bartender, this was a couple months later, I could tell what she was doing is she was actually, when she was lifting the drink or the bottle, she was lifting it up so fast that it was pouring out drink before she even knew it was pouring out. And I just was able to coach her and say, "Listen, be more fluent. If you're more fluent, the topper, that's what pours the drink, it's going to be able to pour it more and be more even and be more fluent. So don't just jerk it up, fluent and do it." And she started to have better pours. These are the things. If you are going to be a leader, if you're going to be a coach of people, you need to be your best so you can give your best. Now, I know this is a simple, snapshot thing of being a bartender and a manager over a bartender, but this is the same thing in life. If you want to improve yourself in life, if you want to move forward in the things of your life, you're going to have to train yourself. You're going to have to actually learn. You're not going to be able just to, oh, I'm going to go this way, or this is the right decision. You're going to have to teach yourself. You're going to have to be yourself. In other words, that means pouring into your own life, reading, doing seminars, whatever it takes that you need to help move you forward so that you can be your best and give your best. Guys, I want to hear from you on this. I want to hear, have you had times when you are basically got out over your skis? You basically put yourself in a situation where you realize about halfway through the situation that you didn't know what you were talking about and you are way out of your league. And what did you do? Is it something that you just punted and you were like, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with that. Or did you determine that I'm going to learn more about that subject? I'm going to determine to grow myself in that area so that this never happens again. I'd love to hear your experiences. Please put those in the comments so we can be encouraged by those. And also, maybe there's other in the group that can coach and help and go, hey, go back to that and revisit that. All right, guys. Love y'all so much. Please like and subscribe. And uh, I'm so excited about where this is going and what's happening. And I got a big announcement coming up in a couple days. And I can't wait to tell you all about that as well. So like, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you again tomorrow. All right. Love you. Bye.